Are you willing to do whatever it takes to become clear and aware? And this includes the study of oneself. This includes understanding who you actually are. This includes diving into the mind in a real way, not just accepting life the way it is, because most people accept the misery, right? I have no intention to change. I have no intention to do anything different. I have no intention to make any form of adjustment in my life. All I'm doing is creating a lifestyle where all I feel is good, right? I just want to feel good on the day to day. So what if I'm lost and confused? I just want to embrace the misery. This is what people do, right? So this is why I ask, what is it that you want? In a real way, do you see your situation? Do you see how heavily conditioned you are? Or do you see how you've been creating your own limitations and living within that? Do you see how you're just moving with hesitation in life? Do we actually see this within ourselves, right? And, I woke up this morning, 4 a.m. this morning, and I'm up adjusting to the time to the East Coast, right? And drinking my cup of coffee, journaling, writing, and I wrote down on my entry, I said, who really wants this, right? Like, who really wants this? Who wants more clarity, awareness, and purpose? Who really wants to understand? Who really wants to make an adjustment, right? Do most people actually want to get clear, to become aware, to make moves, or do people actually just want to feel good? Which you can see the difference, right? The difference is feeling good just to feel good, right? Which means, listening to some motivation just to listen to some motivation, having conversation with your friends just to feel good, right? Everything is about escaping the reality of the situation rather than actually looking at the situation and making serious adjustments to what's going on in your life, right? Serious adjustments and taking ownership and be willing to take 3 steps back to take 10 steps forward. Are you willing to do that, right? Are you willing to challenge your perspective on life? Are you willing to challenge your beliefs, challenge your philosophies, challenge your outlook on life? Question yourself. Be aware of the moves you've been making. Take ownership of your situation. These are little things that people overlook, right? They just hear it. They hear it with words, but do you grasp it and do you take it and do you run with it, right? Because that's the difference. When you start running with this type of information, when you start looking at your situation and taking responsibility, betting on yourself, overcoming your fears, questioning your fears, doing what's most uncomfortable. The question is, are you willing to do all these things, right? And I'm asking, I'm getting your guys' minds to start rolling, right? What does your day-to-day look like? What does your days look like? What do your months look like? Or is time just passing by? Are you doing things just for the sake of doing it? Hey, I'm just doing it. Why? I don't know. Means nothing to me. I'm just doing it just to pay the bills, or I'm just doing it to be around this community of people. Like, the future's not here yet we all move as if it is. The future's not here yet. Tomorrow's not here yet we move within our limitations, assuming that we know what's going to happen. Instead of looking at our situation and saying, I can really create anything. I can create anything in the next 3 months or in the next 2 months because it doesn't exist. Which means every moment of my life right now, every moment you can make certain decisions and moves that influence the future towards a different direction. Like, that's real. That's real. Like, you can do that. However, when you look at one's fears, one's fears will stop them from ever thinking that way. One's fears will stop them from ever making decisions that they know they need to make. Instead of providing value to this world, one wants to sit back and say, okay, what's the easiest thing for I can do just to survive to the next day? It's like, okay, you're living within this limitation you've created yourself. You're living within these limitations. You're living with these. It's like a predetermined way of being, right? Okay, here's the move I'm going to make from now till January, from January till August, and in August we're gonna go like this, and then I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna stay within the limitation, because times right now it's like people are moving within their own limitations, and they're going based on how they feel in the present moment. So how can we look at our present moment and say this? Hold on, the future doesn't exist. The next hour or two doesn't even exist. How can we look at our present moment and say, what can I do right now that will completely change the course of my life forever? What move can I make? I can make one decision right now that will completely change the course of my life forever. One move. One move. And it's a change in perspective, right? It's moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment. That how every single moment is an important moment. Yet you have people waiting. I'm going to start on January 1st. I'm going to get excited on, the New Year's. New year, new me. I'm going to wait. I'm going to sit around, wait for the perfect time when there is no perfect time. When tomorrow is today. Because tomorrow never exists, right? But Anthony, it always exists. What are you talking about? Tomorrow, what's today? Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Anthony, it always exists. It's like we're not getting it, man. We're not getting it. We're living within our limitations. We're living within the labels we placed on ourselves, right? We're living based on the labels and the stories we placed on ourselves. I'm not good enough. I'm not this. Oh, I hate Fridays. Oh, I love Fridays. I hate Mondays. You have people living within a predetermined existence. Challenge somebody to break away from their limitations in their mind. I guarantee you start to see a different side of them that you never saw before, right? Guarantee you challenge somebody to create something new. You start to see a different side. Wait a minute, no. I don't think that can happen for me, right? I don't think that can happen for me. Why me? That's not me. It's like, wait a minute. So you don't understand that you are actually living the results of your past moves, that you are actually the creator, right? You are living this results. You are living this life because you want to live this life. Think about this. You are living this current reality, this reality that you created for yourself because you want to. Now, we may say, wait a minute, Anthony, hold on. I didn't choose this. No, you're not understanding. No, I'm not where I want to be. Listen, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. This life that you've created for yourself at this moment in time, as we speak, you have made decisions that led you up to this point. You have made certain moves that led you up to this point. You view the world from a certain perspective. You see yourself from a certain perspective. You make moves that influence the future towards a certain direction. And if you look at your past moves, you can see that you are in this position based on what you prioritize. So you are choosing to live this life because it does something for you. You're choosing to live this reality because it does something for you. I would argue that this reality you have right now is the most comfortable for you. Even if chaos is happening around you, there's still comfort in this situation. Even when it looks like the bills are through the roof, or your partnerships are coming to an end, and people around you, and there's arguments. Even if you feel like you're in a chaotic environment, you still look at this and say, this is the most comfortable position for me based on the limitations in my mind, based on the fears in my mind, based on the moves I've been making. This situation is the most comfortable for you because of the skills you've developed, because of how you view yourself, because of the moves you made, and where you see yourself going. So if you can see this in a real way, wow, I'm doing it to myself. The future's not here yet. I'm actually living this predetermined existence. So I think, right? Meaning I assume I know what's going to happen before it happens. I'm saying, well, you know what? I'll wait till Monday, and then Monday comes, and then I'm going to wait till the new year because the new year is going to come. And then after that, I'm going to wait till probably February because February, by that time, I should be. It's like, wait a minute. Do we see that every moment is January 1st? Do we see that every moment is February? Every moment, meaning the future, the idea that what's going to come? Do we not see that this moment right now, you can make one decision, you can learn one thing, you can make one move that will completely change it all, but yet we refuse to do that? We're not interested in that. We're not interested in that. We're not interested in that. In a real way, this ain't no delusional outlook on life. This is break away from the illusions and look at actuality in a real way. Every moment of your life is an important moment. Every moment of your life is an important moment. And if you see it that way, you'll stop wasting time. If you see that there is no tomorrow, if you really see that, if you see that tomorrow is today, you will start making moves today and you'll start planting seeds for what's to come because you are in full control over how you respond to whatever happens next. You are in full control over what happens. You would see that. Now, you can't control what happens to you because, again, you can't control me, right? You can't control me. I can't control you. You can't control the people around you. So you don't know what's going to happen. At the same time, you have full control over how you respond to whatever comes your way. That means how you respond to what happens will determine what happens next. And if you're not valuing every moment of your life, if you're allowing time to pass you by, if you're allowing time to continue to go, assuming that you know, hey, and I'm not even going based on the time like the standard world time of 5 o'clock. Right now it's 10:49 a.m. For others, it's 7:49 a.m. And I'm not talking about that time. I'm talking about the time where our body is deteriorating every single moment of our life. This is the time I'm talking about. Our body is deteriorating every single moment of our life. We are in the process of dying every single moment. Yet for you to say, oh, tomorrow, for you to say, you know what, January 1st, and when January 1st comes, there's no difference. Because tomorrow is today. What are we doing every single moment? You're not getting it if you're doing that. We're all in the process of dying, and then there's you wasting time. You allowing time to pass you by. If you were to die today, what would life look like for those around you, right? What would life look like for those around you if you would die today? Think about it. Think about it. How much value are you providing to those around you that once you're gone, they're like, man, what are they going to say? Oh, they lived a okay life, right? Or you're going to have long-lasting impact on people. That's a different way of doing things, right? It's like so many people just want to play it safe. So many people just want to be selfish with their moves. So many people just, I just want to survive. I just want to survive to the next day. I want to enjoy. I want to sit down. I want to relax. I want to lay down. I want to, listen to my music. And then I want to, get up and move slowly because I'm sluggish. And then I want to not make any changes within this limitation I created myself. I just want to make enough money, work my job. And then that's it, Anthony. That's all I want. Fine. That's all you want. And then in the back of their mind, they're like, why do I feel like I'm living a meaningless existence? Why am I always bored? Why I feel like it's not enough? Why do I feel like I want more? Why do I feel like this is not it? Why do I feel sad all the time? Why do I have anxiety all the time? Why do I have depression all the time? Why am I always just sluggish and dull and confused? Why am I always confused? But you just said, I'm good. I just want this. I just want this. I just want this. Look at your lifestyle. Look at what you're prioritizing. Look at what we're prioritizing, right? We're doing these moves and we're living in contradiction. Claim to want change, but we don't want actual transformation. You guys feeling this morning? Give me some fire emojis if you're loving this live this morning. Cheers to everybody. You guys loving this live? Give me some fire emojis if you're loving this live this morning. This stuff is really, 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 I think very few people understand the importance of every single moment of their life. Every moment is an important moment. Every move is an important move. Every decision is important, and your decisions are backed by how you view yourself and how you view the world. Your decisions is backed by your priorities. So when you're making these decisions, every decision leads to a certain result. Every move you make leads to a certain result. What if you went all in on the process? What if you went all in on the decisions you make that will influence the future towards a totally different direction? You move with that intention. You can learn whatever it is you want to learn on the internet. You can make as much money as you want to make in today's age. You can do whatever it is you want to do. You can live wherever you want to live. You could be around any environment you want to be around. And you're choosing to live the life you're living now. And if you don't like the sound of that, if that brings awareness to you, like, oh shit, then there's complete ownership of the situation. There's awareness of the situation. Now, for some of you, you may like that, right? I love that. When I hear that, I'm like, yeah, I like that. Because I put myself in this situation I'm in now. I'm in full control over how I respond and react to whatever happens. I put myself in this environment. Awesome. For others, they don't like that. Just know you can learn whatever it is you want to learn. You can do whatever it is you want to do. Whatever it is, we're talking about online. If you look online, you say, okay, I really want to put my mind to this. And if it makes sense and if it's up to you and you're the only gatekeeper, then you can really make that happen. Yet we're choosing to live this life we're living now. The question is, why is that? Because this position that you put yourself in, it does something for you. No matter how much you complain, no matter how much you say, oh, I'm sad, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. This position that you're in right now is actually the most comfortable for people based on their level of awareness, based on their limitations. Yes, I'm living in misery, but I'm in the known misery, Anthony. Yes, I'm living in the box, but at least I know the four corners in this box. Yes, this position is misery, but I know this misery, so I can find my little pockets of comfort within this misery. Which is why I always tell people it doesn't have to be this way. You can literally decide to think big. You can decide to get out this situation. You can literally decide and formulate a plan and from moment to moment really make it happen. That's real. It's not about believing in yourself. It's not about believing in my words. It's not about saying, I hope it happens. I hope one day. We're not saying that. We're saying fact. The human mind can create whatever it wants to create. That's what we do. The world is in our head. We created the days of the week. We created the calendar. We created everything that you see. Rocket ships going to the moon. You know what I mean? Big ass boats and yachts and going across the water. Bridges. Tall buildings. Technology, the fact that I can go on, I'm on this live right now talking to you and you're on the other side of the world. We've created all these things, and now imagine you walking in the middle of the forest and be like, okay, you walk into the middle of the forest, the desert, pick a part of the land. Imagine you're just walking like, I'm gonna create a phone using what's on this land. And we're going to create something where we're going to put it up in the sky, these satellites, and we're going to create an internet. Can you imagine that? How did that happen? You go ahead and walk on the mountains and say you're going to create a phone. Right? Of course, things had to happen. A lot of things happened before that. But I'm saying, look, we used what was available on this land to create everything that you see. Isn't that interesting? It's not like we went to Mars and they say, oh, look at this technology and came back. No, the human mind developed this. It created this. How did one create this? Because it put its mind to something and created something. And say, yo, look, let's solve a problem. Let's solve a problem. The problem is, let's communicate with people from all over the world. Let's solve this problem. Let's connect with people. Even if we're not around them, we can still connect through this phone and we can still do things. Now there's you. Listen, there's all these technologies and then there's you. Where there's problems in your mind you don't understand, or there's limitations you created within yourself. You're saying that a group of people can develop this FaceTime and this me going live and somehow, connecting this with the satellites, put satellites in the space and create all this amazing technology, these holograms and these things, and you can't figure out your problem? You can't make any moves in life? You're saying to yourself? You can't make a certain amount of money? You're saying people can build bridges and see that and say, yo, we could do this because it's real. It's possible because if we do it like this, we can really and actually plan for it. And then you look at your situation and say, yo, I can't get out this situation I'm in. This breakup is the big deal. I can't make money. What is it? I tell people, yes, you can make $20, $30, $50,000 a month if you wanted to. If you wanted to, you can make $100,000 a month. It's possible. No, how am I going to do that? No, you know what? I'll just accept my $1,000 a month and then I'm good. It's like, wait a minute. Why does the mind instantly go and says it can't do it when you can? The question is, it's not if you can do it, it's if you want to do it. Oh, I don't know if I can get that. I don't know if I'm ever going to find a guy or a girl or a partnership. It's like, wait a minute. When you bring more value to this world, when you bring value, that's not even a thought. When you become more valuable, that's not even a thought. Because there'd be so many people lining up around the corner saying, damn, this person, they bring a lot of value. It's like you're going through shit in your mind. You're going through problems in your mind. You're going through shit in life. And if you lose perspective that you are a human being, if you lose that perspective, because everybody starts losing their perspective on what it means to be human, right? They start living within their illusions and their hopes and their beliefs and their opinions and their assumptions. I hope, please, 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 instead of looking at their situation as a human being. And all those things are part of being a human because we have that ability. We have the ability to create illusions. That's what we do. That's our ability. We create illusions. We can create illusions. So we're creating our own obstacles. We're creating our own reasons to why we can't. We're creating our own limitations, and then we live within those limitations and then complain and wonder why these limitations are in place, and we start feeling sad about the limitations we created for ourselves. But if you look at everything that's out today, if you look at everything, the computer, laptops, fucking everything that's created. These cups were created as an attempt to solve a problem. The vacuum that's right next to me, the computer, the camera, the idea of a camera, the fact that somebody can take pictures and record, and just all this technology that's available, where like minds came together. A mind thought this. These buildings that are built, the idea of money that people got us to care about this thing that's not even real. It's paper, and yet we buy into it, right? This is it. It's no different from money, right? It's just the difference is this is no value. You don't value this piece of paper, but imagine if you did value it, now it becomes important. Now the fact that we can do all these things, and then there's you and your problems that you are refusing to understand. Then there's your situation, sitting down, accepting misery or whatever it is that's going on in your life right now. Look around. Your situation is unique to you. It's like, wait a minute, you can't figure that out. You can't see that you've created these limitations in your own mind. You can't see that you're living and playing small and wondering why life is the way it is. You can't see that you're too comfortable. You can't see that you're lying to yourself. You can't see that. You can't see that you're blinding yourself from understanding what is true. You can't see that you're doing this to yourself. You can't see that. We can't see that. We can't see that we're doing this to ourselves. Why don't we want to take the responsibility of that? Why do we want to blame other people? Because it's easier, right? It's easy to blame others. I blame others. It's your fault. Not my fault. It's your fault. But we have that ability that at any moment you can make a life-changing decision, yet most people refuse to do it. They refuse to make the life-changing decision. They refuse to bet on themselves. They refuse to take ownership of their life. They refuse to change the course and break certain cycles and habits. You can literally put down on paper what it is that you want to do. Okay, I want to do this, and go for it. Yet there's others that say this is not realistic enough. And then there's others who are like, you know what? I'm going to learn whatever it takes to make that happen, because I am a human being, and that's what we do. We have the ability to learn and do whatever it takes to make that happen. And it may not happen in the time that I want it to happen, because I don't know. Time is all an illusion, right? However, I can learn, I can adapt, I can make moves, I can adjust, and I can do it until. And that's for anything. For anything, right? Especially if you are the gatekeeper. You are the gatekeeper, right? Because, you can't be, 75 years old and say, I want to be a professional sports player, but then you're delusional because that's not what they're looking for, right? It's like, you don't know the game. You don't study the game. You're 75 hoping to play professional basketball. It's not real, right? Because you're not the gatekeeper there. Somebody there is like, listen, you're too old for this. That's not what we're looking for. No matter how much you train, practice, no matter how much you put your mind to it, it's not going to happen. When it comes to creating something that's completely blank and creating something from your mind and creating something yourself, creating something out of thin air. We're talking about bridges. We're talking about cell phones. We're talking about satellites and televisions. And we're talking about the fact that this did not exist and we had the ability to create that. You can do the same for yourself. You can do the same for your life. You can do the same. You have that same ability because you are me and I am you. And you are the same person who created this device that we are doing this now. These people dedicated their lives to create these things. They looked at the technology that was available. They look at the tools that were available and say, how can we actually do this? And yet there's people who are like, no, I'm good. I'm going to accept this average life. I'm going to accept this sadness. I'm going to complain and blame everybody else but myself. I'm going to wish, I'm going to hope it happens. Can you imagine the person just creating just anybody creating any form of technology says, I hope this happens, I wish it, and sits down and wishes all day? Come on, that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So just know this. We're doing it to ourselves. And you are in this position because you are choosing to be in this position. The beautiful thing about it is that every moment's a new moment, and it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. You guys loving this, fam? Give me some fire emojis if you are loving this today. Loving this today. Loving this today. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Give me some fire emojis, yo. Who's feeling this live? Give me some fire emojis. Loving this today. 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 Trust me. Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it that you love it. Cheap is in the room. That's an insider joke. That's an insider joke. Cheap is in the room. Yo, listen up, fam. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have an amazing day today. Remember, you're always one decision away from total transformation. You're always one decision away. Take ownership, take control, and make the moves and head towards the direction that you want to go. Because in the end, we're all living the life that we want to live. Because the moment that we don't want to live it, we make serious changes. I love you guys. Go check out my website, anthonymanaya.com. Sign up for my daily journal, just $5 a month. Also, fam, I post this video up on YouTube. So you'll watch the replay on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's on my Instagram page. You can see that. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Have a great one, y'all. Peace.